Welcome to the Straight to Jail podcast, written and produced by Brian Herring. Chapter 8, The Enemy of My Enemy. The warehouse felt heavy with tension. Johnny stood silent, his Glock hanging loosely in his hand, while Kyle loomed over Tony, who was still strapped to the chair. Tony's glare remained defiant, but there was something flickering behind his bruised eyes, a recognition of just how bad his situation was. Kyle jabbed a finger at Tony's chest, his voice dripping with menace.
I swear to God, Tony, if you don't start talking...
Tony coughed out a humorless laugh, his voice hoarse.
Talk? You want me to talk?
Y'all don't know what you're in for. You think this is some movie shit where you beat a man for answers and he just spills? You don't get what you're dealing with.
Kyle's hand shot toward his gun, but Johnny intervened, stepping between them.
Cool it, Kyle.
Johnny growled, his voice firm. He turned to Tony, who was watching him warily.
You keep saying we don't know what we're dealing with, so why don't you educate us? Because right now, you're not leaving this room until you do.
Tony's swollen lips curled into a smirk. He leaned back as much as the ropes allowed, a hollow chuckle escaping him.
You don't want me to talk. Once you know the truth, ain't no going back.
Try me.
Johnny said, his tone even but deadly. Tony let the silence drag for a moment before exhaling sharply.
Aight, you want to know why they tried to take Kyle out? Why they tried to clip me? It ain't just about drugs. It's bigger than that. The whole damn task force is dirty, man. Top to bottom. You think it's just your crew, Johnny? Nah, it's bigger. Way bigger.
Johnny's expression didn't shift, but something in his gut twisted.
You're bluffing.
Why don't you whip it out, Johnny? Show him something bigger. I'm getting bored over here. Would you just kick his ass already?
Kyle interrupted, prompting a glare from Johnny. Tony let a bitter laugh escape him.
Man, I'm not bluffing. I know what I'm talking about. Your people, my people, cops higher up than you can imagine, all on the tape. And someone got scared when Kyle here started poking around. He was too close to something big.
Kyle's face contorted with confusion.
Too close? I don't remember shit, Tony.
Don't matter.
Tony said with a shrug.
They think you do, and that's enough for them to want you dead.
He paused, then locked eyes with Johnny, narrowing them.
And you, Johnny? They'll come for you too, soon as you're no longer useful, and especially now that you spend most of the time with the target.
For the first time, Johnny felt the cracks in his armor. He'd always believed he controlled the game, or at least knew the players. Now the board was shifting, and he wasn't sure who was pulling the strings anymore. Tony was right. His street smarts are why he was put on this investigation, and no one knew better than the man on the ground. Kyle leaned closer.
So what's your angle, Tony? Why are you telling us all this? You playing us?
Tony shook his head.
Hell no. I'm trying to survive.
Look, I could have let y'all kill me tonight, but that don't help me none, and it sure as hell don't help you. We got the same enemy, boys. You want to take them down? You need me.
Johnny folded his arms, studying Tony carefully.
So why would we trust you?
Tony stared back, unflinching.
Because I'm still breathing and you haven't pulled the trigger. That tells me you need me as much as I need you. I got the contacts, I got the info, and I know how to move in the dark without getting seen.
Kyle chuckles at this.
You need a man on the inside? I'm your guy.
Kyle looked at Johnny, suspicion etched on his face.
Are you actually buying this?
Johnny didn't answer right away. Instead, he walked toward Tony and crouched to meet him eye to eye.
So here's the deal. You work with us. You help us take these bastards down. All of them. And you might just walk out of this alive. You double-cross us, though? I will personally put a bullet in your fucking skull. Are we clear?
Tony smirked.
Crystal.
Johnny stood and glanced to Kyle.
Cut him loose.
Kyle hesitated.
Johnny, you sure about this?
Just do it.
Johnny snapped back. With a grunt, Kyle pulled out his knife and sliced through the ropes. Tony winced as he rubbed his wrists, blood beginning to circulate again. Tony stretches his stiff neck.
First thing we gotta do is figure out who's pulling the strings. I know a guy. A bookkeeper who launders their dirty money. Name's Morris. You find him, you find the paper trail. And trust me, boys, paper don't lie.
Johnny nodded slowly, his mind already working through the logistics.
Where do we find this Morris?
Tony grinned, his teeth gleaming despite the bruises on his face.
Funny you should ask.
I heard he's holed up in a club downtown. Place called Blue Ember. Fancy spot.
Lots of suits, lots of cash flow. If we hit it right, we can snatch Morris before anyone knows what's happening.
Kyle cracked his knuckles, his smirk returning.
A little action? I like it.
Johnny pulled his Glock and checked the magazine before sliding it back into his holster.
Okay, fine. We'll hit the Blue Ember tomorrow night. But Tony, if you're screwing us, I'll make sure your body never gets found.
Tony raised his hands in mock surrender.
Hey, I'm on your team now, remember? Trust goes both ways.
Johnny turned to leave, signaling for Kyle to follow. As they stepped outside into the cool night air, Kyle muttered under his breath.
I still don't trust him.
Johnny lit a cigarette, the flame briefly illuminating his face.
Neither do I. But for now, we don't have a choice.
The two of them climbed into the unmarked car, the engine rumbling to life as Johnny pulled out of the lot. Behind them, Tony stepped into the shadows, rubbing his sore wrists and watching them go. The uneasy alliance had been formed. And as Johnny drove into the dark city streets, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were walking a razor-thin line. A line that, if crossed, could get them all killed.